So Frank Ricci is this firefighter, and he's the one that brought the case, saying, hey, look, I passed the test, but they invalidated the test because not enough minorities passed it. It's a standard that the Supreme Court had called disparate impact. So applying the Supreme Court precedent, Sotomayor said, along with the rest of the court, that the test was invalid because she applied the precedent that existed. Since it had a disparate impact, we can't have it. Then the Supreme Court changed their mind. They changed their precedent in a 5-4 decision, said, yeah, we're going to overturn our own precedent, so then we're going to overturn Sotomayor and the rest of the judges in the lower courts, saying that we're no longer going to look at disparate impact and say if you cannot show intent to discriminate, then the test is good enough and those people should get their promotions. Now, that's an interesting and fair question on both sides, and it's certainly fair to think that the Supreme Court got that one right. Okay? It's not really that fair to criticize Sotomayor for it because she was just applying their earlier decisions. But what's interesting is that the right wing has made this Ricci guy their new hero, standing up for the white man who has been oppressed. Well, what they neglected to mention is his history of litigation. Ricci has sued before for, are you ready for this? Discrimination. He said, when he originally took his first test to get in, they discriminated against him because in the interviews, he admitted that he was dyslexic. And he says, yeah, you see that? Because I'm handicapped, they discriminated against me for my dyslexia, and he sued. And he won, and that's how he originally got into the fire department. Okay? So it's not like he minded the government protecting him based on what he claimed was discrimination against him, right? All right, so and then second time, he complained about how one of his supervisors handled the case. They had fired him, right? So he threatens litigation again, twice telling newspapers, I'm going to sue, I'm going to see them in court, etc. Once again, they settle, and he gets his job back, okay? Now, the third time that he sues, he passes this test, and they say the test is no good, and he wins again. So for the third time, he's either gone to court or threatened to go to court to get another promotion. What happened? Wait a minute. I thought Republicans didn't like litigious people. All this guy does is go to court to get better government jobs, right? So how is this your poster child? Now, when you bring this up, very fair point, they say, how dare you, you liberals, going after him personally. Well, you brought him up to the hearings to speak against Sotomayor. First of all, understand the absurdity of that. What the hell does Frank Ricci know about Sotomayor's judicial, record and experience? What does he know about her personally, whether she should be allowed on the court or not? I get that the case is relevant. There's no question about that. But the litigants in the case, how are they relevant? So you bring him up to the hearings, you make him out to be a hero, right? Your hero. And then you say, don't touch him. Don't touch him. Oh, my God, how dare you touch him? No, ignore his history. Yeah, ignore that he sued everybody, right? The facts are Frank Ricci has sued over and over to get all of his promotions. And here's a guy complaining about discrimination against him, saying, I can't believe that they're going to worry about discrimination against African Americans. But at the same time, he was complaining because they discriminated against him because he was handicapped, because he was dyslexic. Is that not relevant if he's going to come out and do this whole public PR campaign in favor of the right wing? Of course it's relevant.